Hello and welcome to Opinions Plus. The subject of today's clip is masculinity. Sounds pretty broad. Well, let me narrow it a little bit. I heard a little clip or a little short bit on for, that covered the senator from Missouri, Josh Hawley. Apparently, he wrote a book on masculinity, how to be a man. And he was talking about, in this little clip, other than promoting his book, which that's what they all do, he said that, masculinity is under attack. That this emasculation that's going on is a left, policy or part of their effort to destroy what? Humankind? I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Anyway, I really don't know what they're thinking. But there's a lot of talking points out there. Part of it's to sell books, part of it's to just elevate, part of it's just for fear, as I've said so many times. But for those who are concerned about the attack, the so-called attack on masculinity, I think that's a bunch of baloney. There is no attack on masculinity. There's attacks on every dang thing in this society today. Everything is being attacked. I don't care what it is. Women are being attacked. Men are being attacked. The rights to choose, the rights not to choose, the pro-life, whatever. There's all attack. And this masculinity thing, which again is part of the attack mode, or is being presented as something to be fearful of, and therefore, vote for me, I guess. Because I don't know how it's done in anything other than a political setting. I look at it as people. People have needs. People. Not politicians, not these idiots that go out there and just try to create sorrow. Because there's plenty of policy issues and plenty of diverse opinions. We strive to come down to a common need, a common thrust that creates a better understanding and stop making people fearful of everything, especially things they don't understand. Now, I don't know why this masculinity thing is important to many, why anybody would even write a book about it. They're saying, well, men are just hanging around, or what the little clip thing said, men are just hanging around, on their computers and hunkering down and not going out and being a man. A lot of people are hunkering down on computers because that's the way it's done today. Gaming is huge. Male, female, doesn't really matter who the heck it is. But I think the attack is, trying to present this concept of what a man is. A man, stands up, for those who remember, the John Wayne stoic character who takes the hits and, takes the hits, does the good, or whatever. It's part of being a person, not being a man. Man can do many things. They can stand up and, protect their family. Well, so can women. And it's imperative, especially in many households that have no husbands, who have no male, figure in it. Well, who does the work? Who does the protection? Who creates the values? Who shows the boy in a single parent household what it is to be a good person? A person that will defend the rights of others. Not just go hunting or whatever the heck it is. I don't know what that, when I say the thing, it just makes no sense to me, so it's hard for me to say it. But the old standard of the masculine role, I don't see it as a role of a male. You do what you can do. That's what you do, to the best of your ability. And women now are becoming more engaged in everything that, quote unquote, used to be the male. Construction work, soldiering, piloting, everything. They do it because they can. And they're not being, discriminated against because they're a woman in the marketplace, because people need to do it. It started after like in World War I, World War II, especially World War II, where women filled the jobs of many men who went to war. Why didn't women go to war? Well, because it wasn't the thing women did at that time. Men were, drafted, not women. And there's still going on about what should or should not be done in that regard. That's a political issue, that's a social issue that has to be addressed. The same with the homosexual community. That had to be addressed. It's difficult because change is difficult, especially in some of these things that are ingrained in people. And for years, just in my lifetime, my gosh, the changes that have gone on socially. How do you deal with that? How do you accept it? You can't accept all things. You just can't. People are not that flexible. Some people can do multiple things. That's some people. I'm talking about the mainstay, the majority of people. They can do a lot, and they do a lot. They've accepted a lot. Look at the different cultures around the world. Do a little research. See what's going on out there. Some of these people are in terrible conditions. Terrible conditions. Women are terribly abused. There's no manly statement there, and men do it to women in different countries. Horribly abuse them because they can, because the society sanctions it. Is that the manly thing to do, Mr. Holly? No, of course not. What is the manly thing to do? What is the person thing to do? Not manly. Everybody can do what's right. Everybody can protect the innocent. Everybody can stand up for what is, the best in society. It doesn't mean anything that stamp on your head that says man. If you're not able to do it there's so many great pieces of literature and other movies even, plenty of movies that show this transition from this cowardly, person, this male that's just afraid of everything, to this transition as this epiphany that changes them into a stand-up guy. That's what males need to do, I guess. Well, some males can do that. And, women are there protecting the children. Everybody protects the children. But if they have to grab a rifle and shoot, they grab a rifle and shoot. Israel showed that in the kibbutz system. They're equal. They're still men and women, but they're equal. They both fought. They both died. And Israel became a nation. They both fought and died. They both stood up for what was right. That's what I think is what a man does, is what a masculine man does, and what a feminine woman does. I don't think there should be any of those things. The concept has to change, yes, because the society changes. It's not just because it's imbued in your brain that it is something of reality. The society creates the social reality, the social biases, the social benefits. The society does that. You're part of that society. Your views mean something in that society. But just because you don't do this or don't act that way or don't do that or don't act this way doesn't mean you're not a man. Doesn't mean you're not a woman. Doesn't mean you're a tomboy or whatever the heck went on in the old days. You know, these things are transitional. Allow it to be transitional. Don't focus on it, I guess, is the main opinion here. Don't make it a big deal. If people should be encouraged not to spend their lives behind a computer, in my estimation, you know, but I am not in their world. I don't know how they make a living or what they do, but they have to contribute positively to the society in which they're in. That's it. Stop creating stigmas against others and stop blaming left and stop blaming right. Although sometimes it's hard not to blame some of these thoughts, especially when they're trying to do it like this Mr. Hawley guy. I don't know if he really believes in it, and he bares his chest at meals and pounds his chest and says, you know, I'm a man, I shoot guns, I kill. I don't know what they do. I don't know how they think. But I've been around the institution of masculine perspectives for many, many years. That's the way it was in the 50s, 60s. Started changing then a little bit. People took a little different stand. It wasn't that important. But doing what is right is important. Not some label. Get away from the labels is another side view of this masculinity discussion. Get away from it. It doesn't mean anything. Teach the children, teach yourself how to be a good, upstanding person. Know what you are. Do what is right. Go to the good. Keep hope alive. Be the best person you can be. I don't know if I explained it as well as I would have liked, because it's complicated. When you start to talk about it, other thoughts come into the mind, and you start to wonder about it, how I can best present it. But it's up to us as society to be decent and honorable. And when people do bad things, hold them accountable. but not just because they don't fit into some stereotypic view. That is an honor. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. If you like the channel, subscribe. If you want to send it off to a friend or neighbor, please do. And keep hope alive.